That night, the one thing I'm sure of is that I wasn't alone in that car. My name is Daniel Miller, son of George Miller, retired trucker who passed away a few years ago. After his death, while sorting through his things, we found an old notebook tucked among his papers, filled with memories he never spoke of. This is one of those memories. A memory that should never be forgotten. When you get old, some memories start to fade. Names, dates, even faces. But there are things, some images, some sounds that never leave you. They cling to your bones, your blood. They become a part of you until your last breath. My name was George Miller, retired truck driver, father of 3, husband to a kind and patient woman named Margaret. I spent decades behind the wheel of the biggest rigs crossing the highways of America. I saw a lot in my time, things you might not believe. But what I'm about to tell you tonight, that was different. Because that night, I learned not all fears are in your head. Some are very real. It happened on a cold winter night, about 20 years ago. I had to drive from Ashland to Medford because my youngest daughter, Ellie, had been in a car accident. Her husband was in the hospital and she needed me. I was already 64 at the time, my eyes not what they used to be, but there was no one else who could get there faster. I checked the map. The old forest road was the quickest way. I'd driven that road a dozen times during the day, but never at night. And the night changes things, especially when the rain starts falling light and the fog hangs low like a spirit between the trees. I'd been driving for about 2 hours. The road was empty, nothing but the rain tapping against the windshield. My old radio just crackled with a static as usual. I lit my last cigarette, trying to keep myself awake as I took the narrow bends. That's when I heard it. A scream. A woman's scream. Faint, distant, but sharp enough to cut through the hum of the rain. At first I thought I imagined it. I rolled down the window. Wind and rain rushed in. Then I heard it again. Louder this time. A woman's voice, broken, hurting, real. I pulled over, my heart pounding. Maybe someone had crashed. Maybe she needed help. I grabbed my small flashlight from the glove compartment and stepped out. The sound came from the woods. I stepped in, careful. The rain was colder now. Leaves crunched under my boots. Another scream echoed, farther away this time, but still the same voice. I kept walking. 50 steps, maybe more, but there was no one there. Just trees, fog, darkness. I started to doubt myself. Maybe the wind played tricks, maybe I was too tired. I turned back toward my truck. I could still see the headlights through the trees. But something had changed. My heart stopped. A shadow in the back seat. Still. Silent. The headlights lit the windshield, but I couldn't see the face. Just the shape of a body, a dark outline that hadn't been there before, and now was. I froze. I couldn't breathe. Whatever it was, it had lured me out. Its voice had pulled me from my truck. There was no choice now. I walked slowly back, holding the flashlight tight. My hand was trembling. When I got to the door, I paused. My fingers touched the handle. My pulse was a drum in my ears. I opened the door. The back seat was empty, or so I thought. I sat behind the wheel, closed the door, started the engine. Just as I began to drive off, I heard it again. A scream. But this time, from inside the car. From the back seat. A long, broken scream like someone was dying. I turned my head fast. No one was there. But I could hear breathing behind me, slowly and raspy. My hands were frozen on the wheel, my breath quick and shallow. Then the scream turned into laughter. Soft, drawn-out, insane laughter. A woman's voice, full of joy, like she had fooled me, like she knew I had nowhere to run. Then silence. Sudden, complete, like there'd never been a sound at all. I drove home in silence, didn't speak, didn't blink. I never told Margaret, not even when I saw her again in my dreams, standing at the foot of my bed, just watching. That night haunted me for years, like an old wound that never truly healed. I didn't know if it was real or just my mind playing tricks, but one thing I did know, I wasn't alone in that car. And now that I'm no longer alive, I have nothing to lose by telling this. Now that my body's in the ground and my spirit rides those roads each night, I want you to know something. That sound is still out there. That scream, that voice, right there on that same bend in the old forest road. Just crack your window, lean in, listen. If you hear her scream, please, don't get out of your car, because she's still looking for someone like you. I'd be grateful if you could like the video before I continue the story. The night air was heavy, not from exhaustion, not from sleep, but from something I was getting closer to. It was well past midnight, and I'd been driving for hours. The empty highway stretched ahead like an endless ribbon, with no signs of life anywhere in sight. My headlights lit up only a small slice of the darkness. Everything beyond that beam felt like a bottomless void. I'd been a trucker for years, and long hauls were nothing new. But that night, something felt off. A heaviness in the air I couldn't quite explain. I was nearing mile marker 72 when I saw her. A woman, standing completely still on the overpass ahead. She was barely illuminated, but I could make out the outline of her hands gripping the rail. She was facing straight toward me, watching. I eased off the gas. She was out there all alone in the middle of nowhere. No car, no signs of trouble. Maybe she was in danger, or worse. I couldn't just drive past. I pulled over, the engine growling as the truck rolled to a stop directly beneath the bridge. I stepped out into the cold night air, looking up to find her again, but she was gone. The overpass was empty. A chill crept down my spine. Maybe she had walked off when I stopped, or maybe I'd imagined her entirely. Then, out of the corner of my eye, movement in the side mirror. I turned, and there she was again, standing in the middle of the road, directly behind my truck. My breath caught in my throat. My hand instinctively gripped the door handle. She was closer now, much closer, and something about the way she stood, so stiff, almost lifeless, twisted my stomach into knots. I couldn't see her face, but I could feel her eyes on me. I was frozen, but I managed to call out, voice shaking, "Are you all right?" No answer. The wind rustled through the trees, but she didn't move, not even a flinch. It was like she was there for one reason, to watch me. I slowly stepped backward toward the cab. My hand was just about to reach the door lock when she vanished. Gone in an instant, as if she had never been there at all. My whole body went cold. I jumped inside, slammed the door shut, locked it, and slammed the pedal. I only looked in the mirror once. Empty road. But the feeling didn't go away. That overwhelming sense that someone or something was still following me. I gripped the wheel with white knuckles, repeating to myself that I was just exhausted imagining things. Sleep deprivation does weird things to people. But then, the headlights began to flicker. The radio cut out into static. The engine started to lose power. No matter how hard I pressed the gas, the truck slowed. I pulled over to the shoulder, turned the ignition off, then back on. Nothing. Dead. The entire truck had just given up. The only sound was my own breathing, ragged and loud in the silence. I reached for my phone, trying to call for help, but then I saw her again, in the mirror, closer now. This time she was walking, slow, steady steps towards the back of the trailer. My hands trembled as I tried to dial, but the screen went black. No signal, nothing. She reached the back of the truck, hand gently resting against the trailer. I still couldn't see her face, but I felt her. That horrible, heavy gaze pressing against me. I slammed the lock button. My heart was a drum in my throat. She stepped out to the cab window and stopped. Silence. She just stood there, hand against the glass, not trying to get in, not saying anything, just listening, like she was waiting for something. And then, without a word, she turned and melted into the dark. Suddenly, the truck roared back to life. Headlights came on, engine rumbled, radio turned to normal. I didn't think. I just hit the gas and drove. Hard, and I didn't look back. I drove straight through the night until I reached the next town. Didn't stop, didn't blink. Even now, I can't explain what happened that night. I don't know who she was or what she wanted. All I know is every time I pass that overpass now, I keep my foot on the gas. I don't stop. I don't look. Because I know she might still be there, waiting. And next time, I might not be so lucky. If you want to hear more scary stories, make sure to subscribe so we can reach 1,000 subs soon and bring you more.